quicker. That was the problem.
Good evening, everybody. I'm Angela Campbell. I am the Mashpee Reservations manager and the customer relations manager. We are here with
I'm Allison Fletcher, Director of Shoreside Operations.
and we're going to go through a little informational seminar here for you guys this evening. Many of you probably already know some of these programs. Some of you may not. I just want to try to make it as thorough as possible to try to, inform as many people as possible. Do you want to put the slideshow up and we'll start with the presentation and then we'll do a Q&A.
All right, you're good.
Okay. On the next screen. Okay, so the purpose of this informational session is basically just to bring attention to programs that, the Steamship Authority offers that perhaps island residents are unaware of. As we are, the lifeline to the islands, we, do want to try our best to make sure that you guys are completely informed. We do ask that you guys hold all your questions and comments till the end. And then, at that time, we'll respond to everybody. You just raise your hand and we will bring you in to ask your question. If you have anything that you want to ask a little bit further, or you can't wait for the end of the presentation, you're more than welcome to email either myself or Allison. And there will be a posting of this on the Steamship Authority's YouTube page, probably in the next couple of days. And any of the forms that we're going to be talking about tonight will also be on the Steamship Authority website. So first thing we're going to talk about is the Transportation Access Program. This is available to everybody, not specifically island residents, but I feel like a lot of residents could utilize this program more than we currently are. So any individual with a disability may apply. When it's approved, the holder of it's like a card and a discounted fare, its presentation upon identification to a ticket seller at the terminal, you'll get a discounted rate. You have to have a permanent physical disability. Individual has to have major life activities affecting, suffer from serious long-term mental illness, or you're a recipient of the Massachusetts Department of Mental Health or Developmental Services, or a veteran with a disability rating of 70% or higher. The requirements are that you have a completed application, signed and filled out by a healthcare professional. If you have documentation through the developmental services, that's one thing we do need. With veterans, we would need documentation of your disability rating. Or if you do not have either one of those, you can have your healthcare professional fill out the entire application and submit that in. At the bottom of the screen, there is a listing of what a licensed certified healthcare professional would be. PCA, medical doctor, licensed social worker, psychologists. Basically, the Transportation Access Program will enable you to get, again, a discounted rate as a passenger only on the ferry in either direction. And again, it's available for everybody. Another thing we have for everybody that's available is the 55 same-day round trip to Nantucket. It's a round trip from Hyannis to Nantucket, Monday through Thursday, same day round trip for $55. If you're in our senior program, it would be $43. You would have to apply and be eligible for the senior program to get that rate. Or as a child, it would be $27.50. This is a good one if you have friends or family coming to visit you. If they travel on these days, that's a good discount for them to travel. The military passenger discount, I feel like a lot of people don't know this one either. If you are active military or a reserve member, you can get the following discounts when you present your active duty card, or if you're a reserve, your reserve card. The traditional ferry one way would be $10 or $20 round trip. The high-speed ferry would be $29.75 one way, and the high-speed round trip will be $55. We have our Nantucket Super Saver automobile rate as well. 10 vehicle spaces are set aside on certain underutilized trips. Generally, the last trip in each direction on Saturday nights from January through mid-June. The last trip on Mondays, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays from mid-June through mid-September. And the last trip in each direction on Saturday nights from mid-September to the end of the schedule in early January. The Super Saver automobile rate is limited to vehicles and trucks under 20 feet. Rental car companies are not eligible for this. It's available on a first come, first served basis up until the day before sailing. So if you go online or you call up and you're trying to get that rate, if it's not coming through, it's because those spaces have already been utilized. But anybody is eligible for that. It's not specific to an island resident. So if you have somebody that's a friend or family, that's a good way to also assist them in trying to get over to visit you. I'm sure many of you are aware of our unaccompanied drive-on, drive-off services. I'm not going to go too much about this because I'm sure, again, you all know this one pretty well. But again, it's something that your friends or family that are coming over to visit can utilize quite well. We do have a fee for each time a employee drives the vehicle on and off the boat. So it's not for one direction. It's each time they drive it onto the boat and then drive it again off of the boat. Another thing that is available to everybody is an annual pre-season sale on our high-speed ticket books. It's 20% off their regular price. Typically, this happens about the end of March, beginning of April. It's the 2 weeks prior to when the high speed goes back into service for the season. So you can always keep an eye out for that as we're coming into the spring season. And you can either go online or down to the terminal to purchase the electronic books, or you can do it online. Now, these programs are all for people who are island residents. So Nantucket residents can get a Hyannis terminal parking permit. As a current Hyannis resident terminal parking permit holder, it enables the holder of the permit to park at Lewis Bay through mid-May to mid-October, and the Hyannis terminal mid-October to mid-May. The pricing is listed below. It's you can do it in 2 payments or 1 payment. But again, that's select to the island residents. We have the Nantucket one-day high-speed passenger excursion fare. So it's very similar to the one that we had spoken about earlier, which was for anybody. This is for, again, island residents, but this is 7 days a week. So if you go off the island and return back to the island utilizing our high-speed ferry, it's $55 round trip. And that way you can go off, get some things that you need to get done, and then you can come back, and it's a discounted rate for a same-day round trip. We have reservation assistance for, excuse me, off-island medical appointments. So this one I'm going to go into a little more detail just because I'm sure this is one of the key points that people are looking for. If you need to travel off-island with your vehicle for a medical appointment, you just need to notify us. So we need proof of appointment. So it can be a doctor's letter. It can be a copy of your appointment card, a screenshot of your appointment from your dashboard from your medical provider. If you contact our reservation supervisors, you can email it to them or fax it to them. And then we can assist you at making your reservation. The sooner you get your appointment card or appointment set, and you know you're going to travel, let us know ASAP so we can try to help you. The sooner you book it or try to book it with us, the better off we are. You don't want to wait for last minute for that. Again, this is just for assistance in getting your reservation. It does not mean that you get a discount. We also have a 1 to 3 day passenger combo ticket. This has to be purchased at the terminal, and it's when the INO is running, and you can travel for $44 as an adult round trip. Senior citizens, again, you'd have to be in the program. It'd be $32.25. And it'll allow you to travel one way on the high speed and one way on the traditional ferry, so long as your trip is completed within a 3 day period. We also have our reduced rate medical program. This is if you have a series of appointments and it's going to be 5 or more appointments for the same condition off island that you have to go for within a 12-month period, you can get either a letter from your doctor or you can get a printout of appointments from your doctor's office and submit it into us. If you're in the excursion program and you have this documentation, once we get it in, we can approve you into the program and it will allow you to get a discounted rate. The reservations have to be booked with a supervisor or with myself. The easiest thing to do generally is to email it in. If you've already been in the program, then you have contacted us by email or by phone. Again, you can always call us by phone as well, whichever one works best for you. The sooner, again, you know these appointments, the better off we are. So if you know that you have appointments, you know, in 3 or 4 months now, send us all the information so we can get that booked for you. And then we can work with you so that, you know, you don't have to worry about having to get those reservations later on. So always the sooner the better. We do have a military program for island residents and stationed military personnel on the islands. If you're an island resident and you are in the excursion program and if you've been stationed off island, you can apply into the program. If you are not an island resident, but you've been stationed on the island, you can submit in your documentation and your order stating that you have been stationed on the island, and then we will grant you permission into the program so long as you are stationed on the island. This is just our standard excursion program. Again, if you're a year-round resident, you'd have a valid Massachusetts driver's license. You're on your local street listing and your valid Massachusetts registration. All of that has to have your island address on it. And then that enables you to get into the preferred excursion program, which allows you to get the discounted island rate for your vehicle. If it's a leased vehicle, we do need to have a copy of the lease agreement showing the name of the owner and the garaging location. So if it's your car and your name and your address is on it and everything is, you know, Nantucket, perfectly fine. If it's, you know, for a different address, then we still need to see the page that shows the garaging address that shows the island. We do allow up to 3 company vehicles to be added to your profile if you have a company. Long as the company is registered to the resident and it is the island address, you can have up to 3 vehicles. The excursion allows you to have a discounted reservation. You can get up to 2 adults and 2 children. We do ask that you notify us at the time of booking how many people you're going to have in the car so we have accurate counts. Preferred space can be used in conjunction with the excursion rate. You just want to make sure that you have your ID to show at the terminal. Your reservation obviously has to originate on the island, and you want to use the round trip. And you can make those reservations online, in person, by phone. And then we have our college excursion program. So it's a branch off of our regular excursion. If you are a college student and you go to school off island, you sign up into the excursion program, and then you submit in your college registrar's paperwork, and then we can extend your excursion beyond the 31 days so that you can go off to school and then come back for holidays or the end of the semester or quarter, however you choose to come back. But this way it allows you to go to school and come back under the excursion rate. So you want to make sure that you get a copy of your verification letter from your registrar. If you don't have that on the application, there is a section for your registrar to fill out, and you can submit that right in as well. These reservations have to be made through a supervisor or myself. So you can email in your request and we can email it back, or you can call us, either one. And obviously, again, the sooner you know you're going to travel, the better off we are to help you try to get the space you're looking for. We have our Islander Preferred program. This is typically more for people who live on the islands seasonally rather than year round. So we're just looking for proof of residence. So 2 utility bills in the resident's name. So telephone, water, electric, cable. If it's a husband and wife, you both still need to submit 2 proofs of residency. So say your telephone bill has both of your names on it, that would count as 1 proof for each of you. Vehicle registrations, any cars that you want on your program, we need to have a copy of that registration. It does not have to be an island address, but we do need to have a copy of the registration just so we know what vehicle you will be traveling. The preferred space program allows you to get access to the preferred space. The preferred space goes on sale at 5:30 a.m. 1 day in advance, in person at the Nantucket terminal. So we have heard from a lot of you, and we are listening and working with you to try to make the preferred space more accessible to you. So we have instituted a assessment program. Basically, we are going to give more spaces for this upcoming winter, spring season allocated to preferred space for island residents to utilize. And we're going to see how it goes. It, may work great the way it is. Maybe you guys need more, maybe you guys need less. But we have to start somewhere. And so we're going to hold about 6 spaces coming off island at 6:30 a.m. When the 9:15 a.m. is running off island, we're going to hold 2 spaces. On the 12 noon coming off island, we're going to hold 2 spaces. The 5:30 p.m. we're going to hold 4. And the 8 p.m. when it's running, 2 spaces. So that's a total of 16 spaces that we're putting in for you guys to use coming off island. So that's 10 more than you've had in the past. Coming back to the island, we're going to do 2 spaces on the 9:15 a.m. When the 12 noon is running, we're going to have 4 spaces. On the 2:45, we're going to have 4 spaces. On the 5:30 p.m. when that is running, it'll be 2 spaces. And on the 8 p.m., we're going to do 6 spaces. And that's a total of 18. So again, these spaces are going to go on sale the same as all the regular preferred space. It's going to go on sale 1 day prior at the terminal in person. It can be available via the phone, but if the space is already sold out by the time the phone's open, then obviously it's not going to pick up, but it is there if there is space. So we're really hoping that you guys utilize this. I'm really excited to see how well, it's received and how much help this really does give you guys. We're gonna see how it goes again through the winter, spring, and then we're gonna assess closer to the end of the season and see what we want to try to put in for the summer season. And finally, we have our Head Start program. Head Start is available to all participants in the preferred and the excursion programs. It allows you to make 5 transactions, one way or round trip, for those qualified into the program. Of those 5, you can make 3 that are transferable. You can make these reservations either online or via mail. The Head Start program will start in the new year. It's the second weekend this year. And you just fill out the form, either email it in, mail it in again, or you can go online. And that's what we have for right now. And if anybody has a question, please just raise your hand and we will take you one at a time and answer any questions. Hi, Marshall. You're muted.
Unmute. There we go.
There you are.
Okay, I'm here. Thank you for this presentation. I know that most of this stuff is in the manual, which I've read at great length, but hearing real voices explain it and see how you're trying new program is very, very helpful.
I'm glad.
I have a special snowflake problem that fits in a bunch of chunks here. And if it's not appropriate, I can call you later. I have macular degeneration, and which means that my eye is giving up, and I need to have an injection in my eye every 5 weeks. Okay, so I'm capable. Pardon,
Marshall,
yeah.
can we, I don't want you to put a lot of your personal information out there like that right now, but it definitely sounds like you are probably in line for our medical discounted rate program.
I don't even need the discount. It's because I mean, what I need, I'm on the, the Islander preferred reservation program, and I use it. But the issue is I have to have this done every 5 weeks, and that doesn't fit the 5 visits over 3 weeks or whatever it's been in there.
Oh, it's a 12-month period now, so it is longer.
It is longer. So
yeah.
And I'm happy to do things that will make it easier to get space. Obviously, last summer was a disaster for everybody because I had space up through June, and then I couldn't get it without getting letters from doctors and going down and so forth and so on. And at one point, I had a bleed in my eye, and I mean, it was a difficult situation. So I'm wondering if I could afford to do it, could I go ahead and do? I usually don't go off for one day because they often say, oh, well, you need to have this test, or you need to say this, or the other doctor says, can you come? How do we handle this?
Okay. Why don't you send me your phone number and I'll give you a call after the presentation.
Okay. And maybe even tomorrow morning, because I had a shot today and I'm not doing great. So yes, I would like to do that. Thank you very much.
Oh, of course. Not a problem.
Okay.
Thank you very much, Marshall. Hi, Lee.
Yes, I just, what signifies a senior program, or how do you qualify for senior?
So you have to be 65 or older, and you have to be an island resident or a resident of Barnstable or Falmouth in New Bedford. So long as you're a resident of one of those areas, you qualify for the senior discount.
Okay, thanks.
You're welcome.
Question.
Marshall, did you have another question?
No, I didn't. The screen flashed
Okay.
up that you wanted me to unmute. I'll
Okay.
remute.
All right. Does anybody else have any other questions?
Click on the chat.
Yeah, we have a few questions in chat.
All right, hold on.
When will you be sending renewals for Yarmouth parking?
Those are going to be coming out shortly. We're reviewing the permits and applications right now to make sure they're all set. So shortly those will be coming out.
And then Robin tried to go to the Head Start form and it's not working.
The Head Start forms are not available yet. They should be available by the end of the week, hopefully.
And we had a question. Tony asked how to sign up for the Islander Preferred Program.
So Tony, you can get the application on our website at steamshipauthority.com/about/forms. And you can print it out there, or you can get it at any of the terminals. You fill it out and submit it in with the documentation required. And then once we get it in and approve you, you get into the program.
All right. And then Sharon wants to know how we confirm that we've received your documents.
We don't have a confirmation set up that we received it at this point yet. Typically what will happen is once we get your information and we do process you, you will see the rate adjustment on your reservation if it's an excursion. If it's preferred, then you can call up and you can confirm it with us. We are working to try to get a confirmation email sent out though in the future so that it's easier for you guys to know when you're actually in the program.
Okay. And Tony asked how to submit her form.
The form you could submit either online or by postal mail, either one. You can also do it at the terminal.
Right. Will we be reserving Yarmouth Road lot for annual permit holders only?
So we are going to be limiting the amount of Yarmouth Road parking permits this year to 300. Island residents that are in the excursion program and preferred program will actually get first shot at those, and then we'll go from there. After that, if you're not an island resident or don't fall into those programs for a particular part of the year, you'll have to move your car to Brooks Road. But any of the island residents should be more than fine parking there.
And then how do you get signed up for that senior program?
The senior program, you can again go online at steamshipauthority.com/about/forms. And you can go on there and request a senior application be sent to you. And the groups department will reach out and send you an application.
Okay. And then we had another question about how long it takes to get approved once a document is submitted.
It depends upon how you submit. If you do it at the terminal, they can update you right then and there. If it's sent in by email, it's usually within a day or so of receiving your email, if not that day. And if it's by postal mail, then again, it's dependent upon when we receive your mail in the post office, so.
That's it for chat.
All right, any other questions? You're welcome, Rob. I really do appreciate everybody taking the time out of their day to come and join us for this. Oh, we got more questions popping in. Don't worry, people.
Do they need to submit before the date in January, or do you fill that out? Oh, lost it.
It's okay.
The day you are signing for Head Start.
No, you want to be in the program prior to the opening of Head Start. So you want to make sure that you get all your information and all your documentation processed in advance. So that way, when Head Start opens, you have access to it.
And Head Start forms.
The Head Start forms are not available as of yet.
All right. And we have a few questions about alerts coming in different forms. Is there a specific way they should be looking out for any sort of alerts that come through?
The alerts, what you can do is you can send me an email with some information in regards to what you're specifically looking for. And we can try to discuss that and see if we can't get that working for you.
Okay. And then should they contact the terminal to see if they were approved for the program?
Yes, so I would suggest contacting us probably about a week after submitting in your information. And then we can confirm with you whether or not you're in either the excursion or the preferred program. And again, I am trying to work with our IT department on getting confirmation emails out to customers once they're in the program, so that alleviates that issue for you. You don't want to call the terminal. You want to make sure that you call the reservations department.
Right, that seems like it.
Want to scroll up and see if there's any other comments that we missed?
I think we hit them all.
Okay.
That's it. Oh, hold on, now there's some-
Sticking in there.
Is it odd or even numbered profiles that are being renewed this year?
Odd numbers are being renewed this year. You're welcome. And I'm sure there might be some people that are typing still and getting questions in. If for whatever reason, you don't get your question, you're again, more than welcome to email myself or Allison. Anytime we can try to help you. The supervisor email is a very useful tool as well if you have a question. That way they can also, help you if you've got some kind of an emergency or something like that. And the reservation office is open 7 days a week. The only days our office is closed at reservations is on Thanksgiving, on Christmas, and on New Year's. So all other days we are open from 7:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. So if you ever have a question or ever have any need for anything, just give us a call and we will try our best to help you. I know we were very busy this past summer, but we are definitely working to make sure everything works well for everybody. All right. Looks like we are not getting any more questions in, so we're going to end this now. We will have this posted later on our YouTube page. And that's
And
it.
the presentation.
And the presentation will be online as well. All right. Have a great day. If anybody again has any questions, just feel free to email us.
Thank you.
Thank you.